Well, good morning, folks. Good to see you all out there. Back home again in Indiana. I'm glad to be home. Had a wonderful time down in Florida. It's good to be with you. It's a beautiful day outside. Not too hot, not too cold. It's beautiful Indiana weather. And glad to just be able to sit here and share with you today. I'm Terry Christ, the semi-retired pastoral minister for the Church of Mount Gilead. And I'm going to share with you some just down-to-earth stuff this morning that you and I deal with probably every day. I want to read to you from 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 1 through 7. Likewise, wives, be subject to your own husbands, so that even if some do not obey the word, they may be won without a word by the conduct of their wives. When they see your respectful and pure conduct, do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry or the clothing you wear, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. Oh yes, which in God's sight is very precious. For this is how the holy women who hoped in God used to adorn themselves, by submitting to their own husbands, as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, and you are her children, if you do good and do not fear anything that is frightening. Likewise, husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way, showing honor to the woman as the weaker vessel, since they are heirs with you of the grace of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. Wow, there's a mouthful here in 7 verses for sure. But we just want to touch on a few points today. This matter of submission has been, has not been swallowed real well, because some people think it's one-sided. But if you look at Ephesians 5:21, right before Paul, the apostle, says the same thing that Peter has said here, he starts off, before he ever mentions husband and wife, he says, submitting to one another out of reverence for Christ. And that's the real secret. Submission is a two-way street. And it's very hard to submit to somebody that's not submissible. And so husbands and wives, that submissive attitude is key to your long-term ability to have a wonderful relationship. So be willing, first of all, to submit to God, but then be submissive to one another and to love one another. Now he says to the husbands, he said that you, likewise, in an understanding way, showing honor to the woman as the weaker vessel, since they are heirs with you of the grace of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. So we don't want our prayers hindered, do we? And it's showing honor, and showing respect for one another. That's just so important. Then he another point that he makes here is the way you adorn yourself, and it should our adornment. We should let our inward adornment exceed our outward adornment to influence others and please God. And you know that both that adornment and submission, here he talks about it influencing others, influencing the unbelieving partner, or influencing those around us. If our attitude is right, and if we are submitted to God, and it's visible, and the love of God reigns and permeates in our hearts and our minds, we can be an influence to others. Otherwise, if we have the wrong kinds of attitudes, we're not going to be a very, very big help to other people, are we? Not at all. So, and he gives the Old Testament example of Sarah and Abraham and their attitudes. And so let us understand that exemplary wives may be able to win their unbelieving husbands, and vice versa. So let your life shine in the proper way, that others may see God through you, that they may be able to come to know him and shine too. So in your relationship, let's sum this all up, pull it all together here today. Be submissive one to another. Honor one another. And let your adornment be that which is inner, and emphasize that more than the outward. And may your life just so be that God can use you to influence others around you. You see, we're the only tool that God has sometimes for some people. And so let's be a great tool for the Lord, and have the love of Christ in us, and have a submissive attitude, and just reach out with love and honor. Oh, it's good to be with you this weekend, and I hope you have a marvelous 4th of July weekend and Independence Day, remembering our those who have paid the price for us, that we might have independence. Oh, how appreciative we should be of that today. If you don't have a place to worship, I encourage you to worship at Mount Gilead tomorrow at 9 o'clock or 10:30. And if you can't be with us live, be with us online. I would love to have you. May God bless you in every way today, and may this be a wonderful weekend.